Everybody, welcome to Capital-of-Combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch,
Rob Jarrell,
and today we're going to recap the HBO Boxing After Dark card that aired December 7th, which was, I said this past Saturday already, sorry. But that featured James Kirkland versus Kirkland-Tapia and Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Rigo-Agbeko. And we're going to start with Kirkland-Tapia, because that bad boy was a barn burner. Go ahead, Rob.
All right, so this was definitely the fight of the night for any card that went on this past weekend. We know this was a comeback fight for Kirkland, who had been having promotional issues. He's back with Ann Wolf, and if I'm not mistaken, he is signed to SMS Promotions, which is 50 Cent's promotional company. So he went into this fight versus Kirkland-Tapia at 154. Kirkland-Tapia, again, we said this fight went pretty much how we said it was. Kirkland-Tapia did buckle Kirkland a few times, but Kirkland didn't come in as cold as he usually does. He went right at Tapia from the opening bell. I mean, he was in his face. He mostly had Tapia up against the ropes. He did take some shots for his trouble, but because he came in a lot warmer than he normally does, he was able to take those shots well. And he just grinded Tapia out. I mean, he was in his chest all night. And I think Tapia was in for a long night to begin with. I mean, Kirkland was here to prove a point. And if not only that, we said he came in mentally and ready to work with Ann Wolf. Ann Wolf must be one hell of a motivator, because she was saying some stuff in his corner that got me fired up. I mean, she said it was his destiny. Anytime you say something is your destiny, you better go out there and prove it.
Yeah, we said in the preview video that if Tapia didn't get him out in like the first 3 rounds, he was going to get knocked out. That's the long and the short of our previous video. You can check that out on our page, or you can go right here. I'll go ahead and put that in there. I mean, Tapia, I think the reason he didn't, well, beyond Kirkland being ready, he was in the zone, he was in kill mode. Tapia never really got his feet set when he was throwing those punches in the early rounds. You could see his feet sliding around when he was throwing those rights, so he wasn't firmly planted into the canvas to get that full leverage and power into those right hands and left hooks. He might have dropped Kirkland if that happened, and it might have swung the fight his way a little bit quicker. But with that being said, he still put up a hell of a fight. I think they should have stopped the fight maybe a round or 2 earlier. I mean,
if not his corner, but
yeah,
the referee.
Of course, yeah. And then we had Steve Smoger as the referee, who we know lets a fight go as long as he can let it go before he stops it.
Right.
And even when he tried to stop it, he couldn't stop it because Kirkland was still unloading on him, and Kirkland got a shot around Smoger, and that was like the coup de grace right there. Like, Tapia collapsed into Smoger's arms, and it started to get sad, honestly.
Very.
I mean, Kirkland landed like 400 punches. It was something obscene that like a lot of guys, like probably the landed amount of punches for like the whole Rigondeaux fight together in 12 rounds from both fighters. Kirkland landed on Tapia like 6 rounds. It started to get real brutal in there.
Now, to Kirkland's credit, with Tapia not setting his feet, he might not have been able to with Kirkland being up on him. I mean, that kind of pressure, relentless pressure from that kind of fighter is kind of hard to deal with. And to be honest, Tapia was very composed. I was impressed, but there were some points, I think there was some panic going on.
Yeah, especially that's what I was gonna say. Like the nervous energy of him being in that big event. He was the hometown guy. The crowd was there to see him, and he really wanted to put on that show, and he did. He just didn't come out on the top. Like, I really do believe in his next fight, he's gonna bring another crowd.
That's right. Now, after this, it's kind of interesting where Kirkland can go because he's with SMS. They work with Top Rank, which means they're going to be fighting on HBO. Yeah, I would like to see a rematch with Carlos Molina. The promotional Cold War is going on right now, especially in 154. So it's going to be hard to see what happens from here on out.
Right.
Because a lot of the good 154 pounders are with Golden Boy.
Yeah. And that's a shame, really. Unfortunately, we have to deal with that with mixed martial arts. Like, you got some really good fighters in other promotions that you don't get to see against some of the best in the UFC because they fight for different promotions. And now we're getting that here in the sport of boxing as well. We really got to end this because for a long time, promoters were able to co-promote, sanctioning bodies were able to do unifications, and a lot of that stuff isn't happening now because people are getting greedy. They need to stop being greedy.
Now, at this point, let's go ahead and move on to Guillermo Rigondeaux and Agbeko fight.
King Kong Agbeko, as supposedly on his birth certificate, his name is Joseph King Kong Agbeko.
Hey, whatever works. I didn't name him. Apparently, he likes it.
Yeah. This fight was the complete opposite of the feature bout before it. I mean, the Kirkland-Tapia fight was the definition of savagery. This one was the definition of science. And you could see from the very first round, like if you watched our preview video, I'll put it right there if you want to check it out. We said that Joseph Agbeko was going to rush Rigondeaux and try and rough him up. And it was up to Rigondeaux to make him stop. And he nipped that in the bud ASAP. Like, the first time Agbeko went in there, he gave him an uppercut, stepped in at an angle, and Agbeko was like, I don't want no parts of that no more. From that point on, it was just a clinical dissection. Joseph Agbeko barely threw any punches, and it was because of how fast and how strong Rigondeaux was and all that movement he was giving him. I mean, he never really gave him a clear target. He used his shoulder at times. He was using his feet at all times. He even did a lot of step back and then step in to counter Agbeko when he did try and fire. So really, he was completely handcuffed, and there was nothing he could do to really change the fight.
Yeah, I mean, was it really surprised? No, because this is our number 3 pound for pound fighter.
Most people's number 3.
Yeah, I mean, the guy just is a technician, clinician. He breaks you down. I mean, the guy's going to go down. If he keeps the way he is doing now and can stay out of trouble, he's going to the Hall of Fame. And I can say that 12 fights in. I mean, the guy
has 13 now.
Well, 13 fights in. The guy has gold medals, amateur experience, and awards out the ass. And now he's going to add belts to that. In just a few fights, he'll probably end his career with maybe 20 to 25 fights.
If that, he might. I mean, he's in his mid-30s, so he doesn't have that much longer. But the way he fights, he could go for a while.
Yeah. The thing is, for him, he probably is going to want to make some money, which means he's going to have to fight. Well, he doesn't have to, but we're going to see another fight with Donaire. Let's just face it, that's going to happen. And if this Cold War stops, we're going to see him versus fighters from Golden Boy as well.
Mares,
Moreno. I would like to see him versus
That would
Camito.
be a great fight.
You talk about, again, clinicians. And you're going to see angles, traps, feints, everything that you want to see as a boxing purist if you're that type of fighter, type of fan.
Yeah. Those fights were pretty cut and dry. That's all we got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and when you share it with your friends, because I know you already subscribed, thank you very much, make sure they subscribe. Say, hey man, we can watch these videos together, or you can watch them on your own. Just hit that little subscribe button right there, and you'll get all their updates. We also have linked our Facebook and Google Plus page to the YouTube page, so you can just click on our banner at the top of our page, and it'll send you right to our Facebook page. You can like that. You can +1 or follow our Google Plus page. That way you get all our updates when we talk about fights. Like this past weekend, I had a really good back and forth with one of our Facebook fans and subscribers about the Showtime fights. You can join in on that if you like our Facebook page. So go ahead and do that. Send us any questions, CapitalofCombat@gmail.com. Hit our Facebook page, hit our Google Plus page. You can even comment down below. Either way, we'll get to you. So with that, thanks for watching. Peace.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick crime, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.